Hi everyone and welcome to Heath's Home Crochet. My name's Heather and in today's tutorial we're going to be looking at the waffle stitch. So to begin the waffle stitch tutorial we need to create a slip knot and our foundation chain. Our foundation chain needs to be in multiples of 3 and then you need to add 4 on the end. So I'm going to make a chain of 23 plus 4, 21 plus 4 to give me 25 and then I'll meet you back and show you how to begin our first row. So once you have your foundation chain it should look a little something like this. If you'd like a more in-depth tutorial for the slip knot and foundation chain you can go back to the first in this series on my channel and find this this video. So to begin our waffle stitch we need to create our foundation row, so our first row, and to do this we're going to be doing double crochets. So I'm using US terms. If you'd like a conversion chart for US versus UK crochet terminology you can find that in the description box below. So we're working into the second chain from the hook, so we never count the chain on our hook, so 1 and 2. So we're going to yarn over, insert into that second chain, yarn over, pull through, yarn over, pull through the first 2 loops, yarn over, pull through the second 2. And you're going to continue that way all the way to the end of your row, the end of your foundation chain, and then I will meet you back and we will begin to create that waffle pattern. So double crochet one last time, yarn over, insert into the next chain, yarn over, pull through, 3 loops on your hook, yarn over, pull through the first 2 loops, yarn over, pull through the last 2 loops, and again into the next chain. And you just repeat this all the way to the end, where again I'll meet you and we'll begin our waffle. So once you've created your row of double crochets, your work should begin to look like this. To start our next row, we need to chain 1. So we're going to yarn over and pull through to create that chain 1 and then turn our work. And this is where we start the waffle stitch pattern. So we are going to work into that very first space here, which is at the base of our chain 1. So we're going to put a double crochet straight into that space. So yarn over and insert, yarn over, pull through, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2. Then to begin our waffle stitch pattern, if you've ever seen the waffle stitch, I don't have an example unfortunately, but you'll be able to see it when it builds here. It has kind of ridges and indents. So to create those we need to double crochet, but not in our chain spaces, around our stitch posts. So to do that, yarn over, and instead of going into the top here we're going to go around our post. So we're going to go around our stitch post and then we're just going to complete that double crochet as we would normally. And then we're going to skip the top of this post stitch. So this post stitch is the stitch for that space. And then we're going to go into the chain next to it with a double crochet into the top of our work, not round the post. And for the next one, so 2, and then we're going to go round the next post. So yarn over to make a double crochet. Instead of going into that V there, as you can see on top that chain space, we're going to go round the post. So yarn over, insert, around that post, yarn over, pull through, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2, and then skip that post chain and then double crochet straight into the next chain and straight into the next one. And as you can see, where we've crocheted around that post it makes a ridge. So if you turn your work over, we've got 2 forward and 1 back. Now our next is around the post, so find your next stitch and work around that post. and then insert 2 double crochets into the next 2 chain spaces, so the tops of those stitches, and then we're going to go around the next post, which is here. So yarn over first, put your hook around the post, and then just continue to make that double crochet in the same way that you would have before. Double crochet into the next 2 chain spaces, and then around that post. And you're just going to continue that way all the way to the end, and then we're going to come back and look at our work, and I'll show you how to move on to the next row. So once we get to the end of our row, we've done 2 into the top of the stitches and 1 round the post. We should have 1 stitch left. So we're just going to do a double into that stitch right at the very end, like so. So to start our next row, we're going to chain 1 and turn our work. We always start our rows with a double crochet into that very first stitch, to the base of our chain 1. So you can yarn over, insert, yarn over, pull through, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2. Now the next row is it's a 2-row repeat, so the row that we just did will be the same as row 3 and row 5 and row 7, etc. But this is our even numbered rows, if you will. So we need to do a double crochet into our very next stitch here, so into the top of that stitch, double crochet, and then we need to do our post double crochet, so around the next post. Now this is where it's slightly different, because instead of doing 2 doubles, 1 post, 2 doubles, 1 post, we're going to be doing 2 post, 1 double for the rest of this row. So we need to do another post stitch around the next post, and then we are going to go in straight into the next chain and do a double crochet, and then we're going to do 2 post stitches. So to make it a bit easier for you, the stitches kind of look raised and then set back. So on this row, the stitches that are set back, we do a double crochet into that top stitch, that top chain there, and the stitches that seem to almost stand out, we're doing a double crochet around the post. And you just continue this way. So this is the second row of the waffle pattern, so the second repeat row, and so we're doing 1 double crochet followed by 2 post double crochets, and you can continue that way all the way to the end, where I will meet you back and then show you one last time how to create that previous row, and then we'll have a look and see what our work is starting to look like. So I've come to the end of my row. I've just done my last 2 post stitches, and as you can see, I've got 2 stitches left. So I'm just going to do double crochets into both of those stitches, and then we'll start our next row. So to start our next row, as before, we need to chain 1 and turn, and then we need to do a double crochet straight into that first stitch there. So yarn over, pull through, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2, and then this is the front of our work now, and as you can see, we've started to build the ridges and the indents. So this first stitch here is one that stands out on this row of ridges, so we need to do a post stitch around that stitch there. So double crochet around that post. Then in the next 2 stitches, the ones that are set back, we repeat the first row of our waffle by doing 2 double crochets. So it's a 3 stitch repeat all the way along the top of this work. Sorry, my yarn's getting in the way. So again, post stitch, 2 double crochets into the tops of those stitches, post stitch, 2 double crochets all the way to the end, and then we'll go over one more recap of your second row of the waffle stitch, and then you can go away and make something lovely. This stitch is perfect for home decor. If you'd like a free pattern to practice this stitch, I actually have a waffle stitch cushion called the Cozy Cwtch, and that is a free pattern over on my blog, which I'll leave in the description box below, and you can whip that up. It is as straightforward as this tutorial. You could even follow the tutorial to learn this stitch while making that cushion. It's really easy, and it makes a lovely pillow as well. Or it makes a good washcloth because it's got that texture and those ridgy bits for the scrubbing. So yeah, 3 stitch repeat all the way to the end. So post stitch, followed by 2 normal double crochets in the tops of the 2 next crochet stitches all the way to the end. So nearly there now, so I'll crochet it with you, and then we can turn our work together and create our next row, and then I will leave you to it. So post stitch around this one here, and then there'll be 1 stitch left, which is here, and you just need to create a single crochet and go into the top of that stitch. If it's not a defined stitch, just get some more yarn and you can't see it, then try to crochet into the top there, under the yarn closest to the top, just to keep that edge. So chain 1 and turn our work, and then as always we're creating 1 double crochet into that very first stitch. On this occasion we're going to do a double crochet into the next stitch because the next row here is all set back, because now we're on the back of our work. So another double crochet into that next stitch, and then we're going to do 2 post crochets into these stitches that are brought forward. So our 3 stitch repeat on this row is 1 into the chain at the top, the stitch at the top of the work, followed by 2 post stitches. So 1 normal double crochet into the top of your stitch, followed by 2 post stitches, and you can continue that way all the way to the end. You should have 2 stitches left after your post stitches, and you just double crochet into the tops of both of those to complete the row. Then you chain 1 and turn again. So hopefully that's given you a good insight into how to create this stitch. Like I said, you can find a free crochet pattern for a waffle stitch cushion on my blog. It uses lovely chunky yarn, and it works up super quickly as well, which is always a plus in my book. I love a quick project. So yeah, continue to practice. If you liked this video, please give it a massive thumbs up. Drop me a comment, let me know that you liked it, and subscribe to my channel so that I can continue to build my library and create these crochet tutorials for you. Thanks for watching, everybody.